So the U.S. has to change its system around. Unfortunately, that's how it is. You're not going to have the business elites running mercenaries left and right, chopping people's heads off just to save a providence for economic means. This is an international meltdown, economic meltdown, and we've seen it for a very long time. Argentina, Brazil, Ecuador, Puerto Rico been in bankruptcy for God knows how long, and it's happened in the U.S. They're $1 trillion in debt, the inflation rate. And so what's happening is that the U.S. feels like it's has to protect itself from external enemy combatants and internal enemy combatants and so forth. So, but at the same time, they've been eroding their constitution because of it. You talk about Patriot Act, Espionage Act, habeas corpus. I mean, all the fundamental things that protect American citizens are really just destroying them. So in that regards, how the question really here is, what are countries going to do to get out this international economic meltdown? People say, well, liquidity, but liquidity is not salvation. Liquidity is going to be a pyramid scheme. And so the real outcome is, how can the economics majors, PhDs are supposed to have committees and discussions about the way forward. I mean, we have a pandemic that's basically reached at a great level of proportion that people can't just go to work, and people are not going to work. Unemployment rates are high, and so there has to be a discussion with the academic level how to handle this global crisis. The IMF and World Trade Organization are not going to be able to bail out every single person. The IMF and World Trade Organization has interest rates at a great disadvantage for every single country that's wishing to develop. This has been happening for a very long time. It's an economic meltdown system that's international. It hasn't worked. It's not going to work with liquidity. And now people have to have all these geniuses who are in the field of economics, barter systems, etc., how to come about with a better economic system. But the states, whether they're plutocracies, republics, are not going to basically keep criminalizing their populations. I mean, look at the U.S. population right now. Most of them are in prison because they're simply poor. I mean, that's what it is. It's tax systems that are disadvantaged for the working class, middle class, and they're having a high cost of living, hyperinflation, and most of the most of the factories leave the U.S. either way, even though it's one of the most safest regions to actually produce consumer goods. But that's the reality of the thing. States need to stop criminalizing the population and really start focusing on other alternative economic means. People want to keep the old guard. People want to keep the old oligarchies, but realistically, we know throughout history that all these changes come about either way because the systems just don't function, disparity of economic wealth, and now, frankly, even biowarfare or pandemics. They were always part of the economic equation, but now it's a little bit more street real because we don't know how long this one will last. So, anyways, it's affect everybody's surplus and every community and everybody's economy. So the question really now is, how are they going to change it based on real economic geniuses?